Hey guys, welcome back. Summer's winding down, cooler weather's coming in. It's getting a little bit colder, so you can't drive around top down anymore. So it's time to, unfortunately, store the S2000. So what I'm going to do today is just show you a few things that I personally do before I store in my car. Basic things: check the oil levels, make sure that they're topped off, so then the next season you have no problems when you start up. Check your antifreeze, check your oil. It's a manual transmission, so there's no dipstick, so I can't really check. But for those who have automatic vehicles that are storing, you can always just check and see, make sure that the level is at the right level. So again, so you don't have that problem next season when you take the car out of storage. You're ready to go. Also, what we're going to do is just check underneath, make sure there's no leaks, any gaskets or any humidity anywhere. So that take notes, and so when you take the car out next season, you already know what to do beforehand, so that you can prepare yourself to fix it when the car comes out of storage. Another thing is, some people put their car on blocks. Some people leave it on the same wheels. They just put tire pressure, a little bit more tire pressure, so that there's no flat spots. I personally am fortunate to have another set of rims with another set of tires, so I'll be swapping them out. So when I get to the storage, the car could just sit on those four wheels. The only thing that I'll do is I'll just put more pressure so that the tires stay harder in place, so there's no flat spots even on those set of rims as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at these little things here and there. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna check the oil level, make sure that it's flush. Seems good. You just gotta make sure with S2000s are high revving engines, especially the AP ones. So they consume a little bit of oil, and the more you push it, the higher revs you're up there, the more oil that burns. So it's always good to top them off during the season, but when you're putting the car away, it's always good to leave it at the level as well, just to make sure. Also, we're just going to check to make sure that there's no leaks or anything anywhere around, like the valve cover gaskets. We'll check the belts, make sure everything is fine, no cracks. Seems to be good. I have a OEM air filter, so we'll just take a look and see how it's doing. As you can see, it's still pretty good. I used to have an AV2 cold air intake. I took it out. I liked the response of the engine better with the OEM, so I went back and put it back. So that seems to be okay. My antifreeze level is good. And everything else underneath the hood, the brake liquid looks to be okay. It's topped off, didn't go down, everything is fine. All my hoses, there's no cracks, everything is good. One good thing is when you are storing your car for a long period of time is to put it on a trickle charger. Usually during all summer long, I leave it on the trickle charger. Say that 3 times. Because I don't drive the car that often, because it is a summer car. So that it charges the battery at 2 amps on a slow charge. So the battery's always fully charged, just in case, because the car doesn't drive that often, the alternator doesn't charge the battery. But this winter, where I'm storing the car, I'm going to take the battery out, and I'm going to leave the battery on my trickle charger in my shed, so that next spring, when time to take the car out of storage, I'll be able to just put the battery back in and start her right up. So tomorrow I'll show you guys how to remove the battery. It's not very hard. I'm sure a lot of you already know how, but I'll do that just the same. And that's it. So we're going to check also just the hoses underneath for the windshield washer wipers. Everything else seems to be good. And yeah, it seems that the summer was very good to the S2000. No major issues. Antifreeze is good. Everything is good. All right, so now we're going to move on to switching out the tires. And while I'm removing the tires to switch on my other set, I'm just going to take a quick look at the brake lines, Quick visual look at the brakes just to see how they wore, if there's any unusual wear. So next spring when I take the car out, I can just take a look and fix that right away so I can enjoy my summer. All right. Hey buddy, someone decided to come out and play, so he's just chilling in the car while I'm working on it. Say hi. He's a little bit sad that the car is being put away for winter, but it's okay. So like I said, we're gonna jack up the car and and replace the wheels. All right, so I took off the front wheel. Now I'm just gonna take a look at the brakes and suspension parts just to make sure that everything is okay, that nothing became loose during the summer that I didn't notice while driving it. And just visually I can see that everything is fine. I take a look at the hoses, there's no leaks, the bushings are not cracked, there's no loose in the suspension, my coil springs and my shocks, everything is good. So next summer when we take the car out to enjoy, we're gonna be good. Another good thing about swapping out the rims is I can take a look at my summer tires and see how they wore, and everything is fine, because like this you could just check and see if there was any uneven wearing of the tires, which would indicate that you would need to get an alignment, or if something might be loose in the suspension. But in this case everything is fine, so we're good. But as a precaution, next spring when I take the car out, I'll make an alignment just the same, just to be sure. And same thing for the rear suspension. We're going to just take a look and make sure the ball joints and all the links or anything, they're not loose. In my case, everything is fine. At the same time, we're going to take a look at the exhaust just to make sure everything is fine with the exhaust. Seems to be good. CV boots, you know, just visual inspection to make sure everything is okay with the car. Sorry about my filming, but another few things you'd want to look at is just underneath the car, just to make sure everything is okay, that there's no leaks on the engine gaskets or the transmission or anything like that. Take a look at the exhaust, make sure you can see everything is fine. And as you can see here, everything seems to be good. Hey guys, sorry about that. I forgot to mention outside when storing the car. Another thing to do on your to-do list is it's always highly recommended to store your car with a full tank of gas, so that doesn't create humidity in the tank. I know some people put additives in their fuel so that it preserves and stabilizes the fuel over the months you don't use it, but I've noticed that just by putting premium or supreme gas in the tank, does the same thing. I haven't had any problems or anything with that. So yeah, always keep your tank full when storing the car. All right. All right, so it's the next morning. Last night the sun went down a little bit quicker than I thought. So a little recap. Last night we switched over my rims. We did a little visual inspection of underneath the car, engine, transmission, exhaust. We looked at the suspension, we looked at the brakes, just visually, just to make sure everything is okay and that there's no leaks or anything loose underneath. So that's it. This morning I woke up and I gave the car a wash, so that when you're storing it, there's no debris or any dust on the car when you put a cover of it on it. That's another thing. I suggest you guys to buy a good car cover, something that is waterproof and that is breathable, so that the air can breathe through, so that the car doesn't get any moisture inside. Another little thing, a little trick that my friends that store their cars do, and I've been doing it for the past 2 years, is I put bounce in the car, bounce sheets. I put it in the car, in the trunk, in the engine bay, anywhere where there's wiring, so that it deters animals, rats, raccoons, birds, whatever, cats, so they don't sit in the car. because you know sometimes when the car is sitting for a long period of time, you get little creatures here and there trying to stay warm as well during the winter. But so far, like I said, for the past 2 years I've been doing that, and it works out great. Also, in the spring when you open your car, it smells great, so another bonus. So a little recap of things to do before storing your vehicle. Like I said, check your liquids, all your fluids, a little visual inspection of the brakes, exhaust, undercarriage, make sure nothing is loose, and make a little list just in case you need to do anything for next season. If you are changing your rims to put another set of tires, to check the tires that you had on, make sure that they're okay and that the alignment is fine. If not, if there's something that's worn, or it's a good indication that you might need an alignment. So next season you'll have to do an alignment. If you want, you can jack up the car, put it on blocks. If you're just storing it just like that, you just put maximum air pressure in the tires. I would say about 45 psi. Like this, it's hard and it stays round, so you don't get any flat spots on the tires that you have. A good cover, like I said, a good cover counts, and no dust, and so it's breathable as well. And also inside the car, take out anything that you need that you have put in there during the summer, that during the winter you'll be like, oh, where is that? Take it out, make sure that you have everything that you need for the period that the car is going to be in storage. And also radio code, make sure you have the radio code just in case if you don't put a trickle charger on the car, or if you remove the battery might die in the spring. Like, what's my radio code if your vehicle needs that? And last but not least, go enjoy one last ride. So with all that, this guy's gonna be putting away soon, and hope you enjoyed this video, hope you learned something. If you want more content like this, just like, share, and subscribe. All right guys, thanks a lot, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.